Sushruta Samhita, Bhava Prakasha, or even Atharva Veda, ancient Sanskrit texts mention the use and misuse of marijuana or cannabis. In this video, let's look at what it is exactly that these texts say about this mystical herb. The Sanskrit channel is an effort to Pancharajyani Virudham Somashreshthani Brumaha Darbho Bhango Yavahasaha Teno Munchantu Amhasaha. The meaning of these lines from Atharva Veda is, there are 5 types of plants that are the best source of soma. May these plants relieve us from our troubles. One of these 5 is marijuana, also known as bhanga in Sanskrit. The meaning of the word bhang comes from the root word bhajyate, meaning breaking or splitting. Marijuana is called as bhanga because it creates a break or a split between your mental burden and your own self. This break is what causes the lightness and euphoria. While it lasts, this euphoria can be an extremely liberating experience and is the main reason behind marijuana being so strongly associated with free thinking and libertarian movements. This freedom from the burden of one's own mind is also the reason behind unbridled and brilliant mental capabilities during a high. When the societal structures get too rigid and demanding, it is natural for the mind to desire a break. While recreational and medical use of marijuana might not seem too harmful, its capacity to create a break could also eventually lead to a breakdown. Bhanga has a long history of use in Ayurveda. It is classified under Upavisha or mildly toxic substances and has been used in healing preparations after proper processing or shuddhi. The properties of marijuana have been elaborated upon by many of the Rasa Shastras. One of them, called Ananda Kanda, has a whole chapter dedicated to bhanga, its toxicity, the procedures for cultivation, preparation and consumption. In this chapter, the Ananda Kanda describes 9 successive stages of marijuana toxicity. This text also prescribes various antidotes to counter the toxic and narcotic effects of excessive use of marijuana. Let us now look at the exact Sanskrit lines from some of the Ayurvedic textbooks on marijuana. Verse 205 of Bhava Prakasha says, Bhanga Khapahari Tikta Grahini Pachani Laghuhu Tikshnoshna Pittala Moha Mandavag Vahni Vardhini. This verse describes the various medicinal properties of marijuana. It calls marijuana by the names like Ganja, Matulani, Vijaya and Jaya. It is called as Kamada, meaning it increases libido, Ruchya, meaning it increases the sensation of taste, Vak Vahni Vardhini, meaning it causes increased speech and heightens the fire in the body. This applies to various faculties like digestion, sexual desire and the thought process, all of which are seen as various manifestations of Agni or fire. It is also called Nidrakara, meaning it induces sleep, Madakrit, meaning it causes intoxication, Pachani, meaning it causes quick digestion. It is also called Kapahari, which means it suppresses the production of mucus in the body. Kapha is the property which causes coagulation and heaviness not just in the respiratory system but throughout the body. All these qualities make marijuana an excellent remedy for various disorders like epilepsy, glaucoma, schizophrenia, indigestion and impotency. It is also used topically to cure worm-infested wounds and relieve pain. However, since it is categorized as Upavisha or mildly toxic, purification processes called Shodhana have to be performed before bhanga can be consumed. It is also used in Ayurvedic medicines like Pushpadhanvarasa, which enhances sexual stamina and reduces premature ejaculation, Jati Phaladi Churna, which enhances the respiratory and digestive functions, in Nidrodaya Rasa, which treats insomnia and nocturnal ejaculation, in Bahumutrantakras, which treats frequent urination, and in Mahajvarankushras, which brings balance to body temperature. Other Ayurvedic works like Kayadeva Nighantuhu and Sushruta Samhita have similar descriptions of the benefits of marijuana. This fairly establishes that bhanga was not seen as a substance of taboo in ancient Indian culture. It was even attributed with divine qualities of being a favorite of Lord Shiva. But what needs to be understood is that it was not a substance to be abused. We were extremely aware of its toxic nature. Consumption of bhang was always done after Shuddhikarana. Even though its toxic effects are not excessively mentioned, I think the reason behind it is because once it was categorized as Visha, maybe the sages trusted us that will not intentionally poison us.